Okay, so I'm gonna leave the room, and when I leave the room, start talking. Okay, because I don't know where the countdown was, but it was recording when I went to the look.
Good evening. I'm Leslie Medlock. This is my presentation on Arkansas Atlas Testlet Instructions for Teachers. Basically, in 2004, Arkansas decided to opt to transition from their normal standardized testing that we did that took about 2 weeks to individualize test each child in our classroom to an all-encompassing Atlas test that met all of the benchmarks that we were testing. It was supposed to be more time effective, cut out on loss of instructional time, and basically give us a more bulleted shot of what our kids could and could not do. So I opted to do a workshop on this due to the fact that it's new to the teachers and we all had to learn how to administer, read the data, some of the data, and decide where to go from there, which leads us to the Arkansas Atlas Testlets. Using the ADDIE template, we're going to start with our analysis. The problem was that the first grade teachers were unaware of how to administer these tests. We had to learn to administer the test, read the data from the test, and then give the testlets, and that is where this workshop came into. The workshop is going to be held in our CTM room, which is a universal meeting room that we have on our campus. In the building across from our classrooms. The learners will be the first grade certified teachers. We must attend. It's not for the classified or anything like that. It's just for the certified because you have to be certified to be trained to, by law, give these testlets. The content would be for the teachers to help us be responsible for understanding and reading the results of the Atlas test. That way we would know where we need to go from the test to enrich our children on the testlets. The testlets will be administered one per at a time with the testing subjects, and at that point, if the testing subject reached the benchmark required by the state, then we would move on to another testlet. The delivery would be a blended learning approach where we're going to have a presenter via Zoom, as well as we are to bring our devices, and we will be receiving training materials and handouts to go step by step. The training will be given the last week of November, but implemented the first week of December, and we should wrap that up in the first full week. It should take us 5 days of 2 small group session plots of time during our learning day to move on and present this test. Pardon me, I've got some notes here. The design is a workshop is designed to train the first grade teachers to implement the Atlas testing instruction, which is the data that we got from the Atlas test to then decide where we would start each student within the testlet program. The sequence of instruction is based on the GAG's 9 event of instruction. I've added that at the end of the presentation if you'd like to see that slide that steps you through the process as a whole. The development part of the program of the workshop will be that the 3 parts are simply, it's the 3 parts that I wrote down to simply keep myself in order as I go. We're going to have the instruction and the introduction and the induction, present the program, and open the Zoom. We're going to have learning activities where we're going to use our computer to follow along with the presenter to find locale of the tools within the system that is needed for the administering of the testlets. That is also computer based on the Arkansas Atlas portal, which has multiple faceted areas for us to administer testlets, see data, record data, check data from the entire state, and so on and so forth. The sequence of objectives is to check data for testlet needs, create testlets, add individual students, add students by uploading a roster, and beginning the testlets. Finally, we're going to extend the learning by reviewing and letting the teachers have a little bit of time to kind of go through and play with the testlets as far as setting it up and things of that nature. Implementing the checklist. This checklist is just tasks that we've been needing to do first. Our implementation of the checklist, things that need to be done by me beforehand before I start the instructional unit, and that just means I need to get hard copies of my agenda, hard copies of the portal manual, hard copies of the teachers' roles for their students, hard copies of screenshots that would be able to jot down notes and go back to for the teachers that are attending. Both computers in the first part of the computer lab. Use Zoom to position all 6 computers on the workshop website. Just the preliminary getting things ready before you jump in with both feet to try to figure all this madness out. Finally, there will be evaluations at the end. See how successful it was. Just like a little post-lesson survey. It's administered online, so the analysis of the survey can be performed efficiently. And this is just something for me to know next time I do this. Did we do the presentation well? Is it something that they want later? Finally, this is the event of instructions that I spoke about that kind of keeps you on track. And then we will end with our resources. These are the resources I use, the ADDIE model and the Wikipedia. Just something that was used and shared with me. Hope you enjoyed our presentation. Let's go back to the beginning real quick and finish it with a thank you so much for your time. I appreciate everything you are here to listen to. I hope this is exactly a presentation you would like to come to, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much. I think it's finished, Ash. Oh. Dropped the whole thing in the floor.
It's cheaper in.
We only had to do 4 minutes.
That's not bad.
And that was zooming to get through the 4 minutes.
Really?
He may still be typing on it now. And I don't care if you edit it or not, you can just send it however it is.